up, everyone? Today we're going to look at the Indianapolis Colts, take a look at their roster and a team and an organization that has come under a lot of scrutiny for the moves they've made and the job or lack thereof that they've done with this team. So we're going to take a look at the ratings, how my ratings differ from EA's, and then we'll give a grade to the Colts for the season and talk about some things they could do in the offseason to potentially make the playoffs next year. So going to quarterback, Andrew Luck goes up. I think he's still one of the top-notch quarterbacks in the game, so he'll sit top 6 or so when all is said and done. And then on to the running backs. Love Frank Gore, getting up there in age. We'll see if he comes back next year or not. Just won the Sportsman of the Year award for the NFL. His ratings don't change too much. I did increase his trucking. And then Robert Turbin goes down. Such a great athlete, one of those guys you just look at like his arms and he's just incredibly physical, but not a ton of talent at the running back position. So this is definitely a position that'll need to be addressed, as with a lot of positions on this team. Receiver T.Y. Hilton stays about the same. I think he goes down just a tiny bit. And keep in mind, in general, most players moving down a little bit. On my rating, just a preference thing there. Dante Moncrief goes down a solid number 2, but didn't really meet the expectations that a lot of people might have had for him coming into this season. Tight end Dwayne Allen goes down. I'm not a fan of Dwayne Allen. I did move his blocking up. He is a decent, decently balanced tight end. That said, as a receiver, he is far from elite. And then Jack Doyle, these two basically split time, so they're at the same overall. On the offensive line, Anthony Costanzo goes down just a tiny bit. Really, these 3 guys from the center to the left are okay, but then you get to the right side, and these guys are definitely going to have to be replaced. It's definitely a problem and going to be a point of emphasis for the Colts. Onto the defense, this is really just a thin defense, really just not derived, not a lot of talent on this defense. Henry Anderson, interesting young player, probably not even a starting DN, maybe a third DN if they could get a better guy in there. And then, Arthur Jones, an older starter. I do like David Perry. He really showed up, so he's the highest rated D lineman of this group. At least they have a nose tackle there. Eric Walden had 11 sacks this year, but I'm not going to overreact to that. He's a career average pass rusher, so 76 overall, good mark for him. Key Mayers goes down, one of those long time guys on Madden that's been rated way too high. Hasn't really done much for a few years. The linebackers, these 2 rookies, or I guess Edwin Jackson, not a rookie, but these guys go up to a 70. They got a lot of playing time. Not necessarily impressive, but definitely held down the fort while DeQuell Jackson was hurt. 2 young players that could develop, fairly athletic. And then right outside linebackers, these guys both going down, especially Trent Cole was still an 80 overall. And Trent Cole definitely on the end of his career. Same with Robert Mathis, but Trent Cole was looking at it. He hasn't had double-digit sacks since 2011. And, he missed some games this year, but definitely not an 80 overall anymore. So the pass rush definitely going to have to be addressed. That front 7 in general, definitely the weakest part of this team. Onto the corners, Vontae Davis goes up. Love him as a player. Patrick Robinson. These guys all kind of stay the same with a little bit of movement. A few guys going down. Darius Butler, I've talked about a lot on this channel. A player I really like. Moved over from corner to free safety, so he goes up. And really, like his hit power and his instincts as a safety, I had to change all of those going up. A player that I really like there. Clayton Gathers goes down a little bit, and Mike Adams stays about the same. But he's 36 years old next year, so he might be on his way out. Potentially just moving Clayton Gathers over to strong safety. And then, of course, Pat McAfee retiring. So he's now a 12 overall quarterback, as I can't delete players. And then I just added just a random punter. So we'll expect to see someone else there next year. So that's the roster. Team grade. This team gets D minus for me. Had an awful season. Didn't have any young players really show up to give any promise that they can build a good team around Andrew Luck. And a lot of changes going on in the offseason. Get rid of their GM. So, this team has a long way to go, but at least they have the quarterback. And that's going to conclude my look at the Colts. Next, we're going to talk about the much anticipated Cowboys roster. So, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you over for the Cowboys.